Hi everyone, I want to talk today about eBay, something that I don't talk about here on YouTube as much as I should, but something that I am going to probably be talking about a lot more as I start to make videos more, because the eBay journey is evolving. If you watched my video where I spoke about what I've been up to, I don't know how I've titled that one, but it will be out soon, either earlier than this or later. I spoke about the fact that my eBay sales have rocketed, and they have, right? So to give you the statistics, I'm not going to keep you waiting. I've been up round about 174% in the past 2 months. So an increase month on month of 174%. Not bad. Now, I won't lie, I was coming from a very weak position. I said this in a video quite a few weeks ago, but I kind of let the eBay thing drop off, right? I did. And, because of that, obviously, so did revenue, so did profits, so did sales. But I decided now, okay, so realistically, if I look at my life, what else have I got going on, right? If you can talk a big talk about business and making money for yourself, but are you really trying? And the answer at that time was no. You're not really pushing yourself that hard to make money. But now things have changed, right? Because I've seen a different thing. And I've decided that I'd go full in on eBay. So what this looked like is 25 listings a day on eBay, realistically, most days. I try and have one day off a week, so it works out to be about 6 days on, right? So it's a lot of listings per day. It's a lot of listings per week as well. Up until this point, the way I've divided that around has been two different eBay sites. Round about 12 on the eBay UK site, round about 12 on the eBay US site. For the past week, I've not been listed on the US site because I've run into a problem, which is that apparently I'm being charged a fee to list every time that I do, which it doesn't make it unviable, but it begs the question whether that side of the business is worth it. So the US side is a new side of my eBay selling journey. So profits there are literally up infinitely, right? You've gone from making zero to honestly making £608 in sales in the past 30 days. Not all profit, but for a new store, not bad at all. It just goes to show how much you can make straight away if you know what you're doing, which is why I recommend you guys go over to the Patreon page linked in the bio of my YouTube channel. But no, obviously, shameless plug aside, there is some truth to that, right? It shows what you can do if you know how to sell on eBay. So £608 in 1 month, not bad. But let's talk about the UK store. That's the one that you probably want to hear about for two reasons. It's the established store, it's the established brand, it's where I have the market, it's where I know what customers are looking for, all that stuff. And that's why I want to talk about, I focus mainly on that one. The US store has been interesting, but there's not really too much to talk about there. I'll probably talk about that quickly at the end. But the UK store, wow. So 25 listings a day. Again, that's not evenly spread. Sometimes it's 12 on one side. Forgive me, I should have said 24 listings a day. But 24 listings a day, roughly 12 on each side, right? The eBay UK and the eBay US. Some days it's more like 15 on the UK, some days it's more like 10 on the UK, and obviously the rest on the US. It very much depends on what I need to do. And the reason for that is because when I'm looking for products on the eBay UK site, I'm searching for them first time. So I'm searching AliExpress, I'm searching for all the different sorts of things. When I'm doing them on the US site, I'm importing already existing products onto my eBay US store from my eBay UK store. So that's kind of how it works out. But yeah, the eBay UK store is where I've seen sales really increase by that figure of 174% roughly. It's where things are up. It's where if I just check my phone right now whilst filming, I have made another sale. That's the kind of thing that we're dealing with here, right? Honestly, it is. And the listing frequency has helped to get those sales up. It's not just been that, though. It's not just been the listing frequency. It's been the types of listings that I've been doing. I make no secret of the fact that, because self-accountability is a big thing, I make no secret of the fact that I kind of fell off with the eBay journey, right? I wasn't pushing as hard as I should have been, but then I kind of got a rude awakening that taught me this is what you need to do in life. Run your own business, don't work for someone else. Ever since I've been trying different things, new categories to sell in, there's been a new big thing. I've been selling a lot more. I don't want to give away the item category for hopefully understandable reasons, being as it's dropshipping. A lot more high value items. We're talking high hundreds, sometimes into the thousands. Which, does it present a lot of risk with dropshipping? Probably it does. So I'm not going to make a secret of it, right? It presents more risk. But here's the thing. I am a 21-year-old trying to build a successful business. Do you want to take a risk or not? And I'm not saying that you guys should. Please, and if you are subscribed to the Patreon, you will know I say do not sell very expensive items until your store is very established. At this point, I've got about 300 feedback, mostly positive. I feel like I'm in a position where I kind of can make this work, and it is working out. So I've listed a lot of more high value items, a lot more items in general, but also on the opposite side of the schedule or scale, a lot more low value items. And let me explain what I mean by that. You see, again, without giving away too much about the categories that I sell in, and the reason that I say that is because as a drop shipping business, someone can literally steal all my products, so I'm not going to tell you what industry I've built a successful business in, obviously. As a drop shipping store, and as a store in general, in the category that I am in, I have been selling certain products at a relatively high price. A price that worked a year ago, but doesn't now. Certain products I don't have to change the price on because they're still selling. But certain products that used to be hot 6 months ago, you've seen that they've dropped off, right? They just dropped off. No sales, very little views, people aren't clicking on them. They're still getting impressions, so why aren't people clicking on them? Why aren't people purchasing them? I had a look at the market actively for this specific item. I almost gave it away there. And I see that this item, broadly amongst other sellers, has dropped to like £10 less, right? And when you're selling items at, let's say, £35, £10 less is a big deal. And here's the thing. This is how I've increased my revenue and profits to probably the second, maybe third best month I've ever had. I've reevaluated my personal vision. And I don't necessarily recommend that everybody does this in their eBay store. I'm just explaining what I've done, right? I have thought, if I wanted to make money, if making money on eBay, just making money, was the exclusive goal, how am I going to do this? How can I do this? I'm going to explain more about this on Patreon, right? So if you want to learn how, you can join the Patreon. It's quite cheap and you will learn a lot of stuff. Everyone that's joined and has taken it seriously has learned stuff. And as far as I'm aware, most people who have taken it, in fact, no, everyone who's taken it seriously and engaged has made money, right? But this is the thing that I'm trying to get onto before I lose my point and my chain of thought, right? I think I've actually just lost it. But I was talking about the whole reselling journey. There we go, yeah, it's just come back. If I was a reseller who was doing nothing but trying to make money, what would I do? And that's where I got thinking. Well, I'd sell anything that I can. I'd sell a £1,000 item for £500 profit or £300 profit, but I'd also sell a £20 item for £6 profit. I'd take a 10% profit percentage. I'd take a 50% profit percentage. Normally, when I talk about eBay selling on my Patreon, I'd tell people to go for about 25%. But if you're trying to make money, I thought, what's going to happen? If I can offer items for a competitive price, yes, it might mean that my margin is lower, but I might make 10 times as many sales. Does it then work out? Is it then more profitable? Is it then more viable, if you get what I mean? And of course, for a few other categories, the answer is no. It's like, if I'm selling an item for £500 and I'm getting like £10 profit, obviously not. I'm not going to do that. Just delete the item from store. If the item can sell me, you know, a 10%, 15% margin, and my only goal is to make money, I'm probably going to take it on cheaper items. So that's been my thing. And because of that, certain items have sold at price points that they weren't selling at before. I'm listing items at price points that they weren't before. I'm reducing items to price points that they weren't at before. And it's like, does that mean that my profit margin as a percentage overall might be lower? Possibly. But when I go to fill this car up at the fuel station, let's not lie, you don't speak to a person anymore, but the machine that you put your card into, let's say, it doesn't ask what your percentage is. You're trying to make money. So what's actually going to get money rolling in? Never mind, is it a 5% margin? Is it a 50%? What's going to get money in, right? And certain deals don't make sense. If I have to risk, let's say, £20 to make 3, I don't care what margin it is, I'm not taking it, right? But let's say if I have the opportunity to make £5 or £10 where I wouldn't have made it before, where I'd have just turned the deal down and not offered the product at that price, well, it's just £5 or £10 extra, right? As you guys will probably know, I've started a part-time job. £10 is the best part of an hourly wage in a basic job. Take the money, man, or at least that's what I've been doing. And because of that, my eBay sales have rocketed. So what can I tell you guys this week, this month about eBay selling? Well, I can tell you what I've done. I can tell you what I've learned. I've taken the opportunity to list a lot more. I've taken the opportunity to think more about pricing and alter that. I've asked personally, not for you guys, for myself, what margins am I happy to deal with? Because some people are happy to deal with a 30%, some people are happy to go down to as low as 10%. I've asked what I'm happy to deal with, and I'll take any sale at that point. I'm running this with the intention of purely making money quickly as much as possible, right? And subsequently, my sales have increased massively, right? Listing more expensive items, yes, it comes with higher risk. Listing lower items, yes, it comes with lower margins. But I'm not necessarily saying this is what you should do, right? If you want to know what I would do about eBay selling directly and what I would advise, Patreon, right? Yes, you have to pay, no secret about it, and yes, prices do go up to £125, but the value that you will unlock, that's where it's at, right? Here, I'm just here to talk about what I've done. I'm not saying it's necessarily something I would recommend, but it's what I've done, right? And that's the figures that I've seen. So that's been the eBay journey for the past month or two. Again, making a lot more sales, offering things at cheaper prices, offering things at more expensive items, offering things at less margin. Just having an emphasis on thinking, okay, if I was running this business with the sole intention of making capital to spend, to invest, to fund other journeys and adventures, how would I run it? And that's what I've done, that's what I've seen. So thank you guys for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I hope I'll see you soon. Goodbye.